Look, a vomiting robot! That is the best science ever. We can shut down the science now. Anthony here for DNews, and have you ever gotten a really nasty winter flu or just watched one spread through your school or office? You might be watching a spread of the Norovirus. It's been called nature's perfect pathogen. Just in England alone this winter, it has infected over 1 million people, and it's estimated to infect 21 million people annually in the US. A couple weeks back, Trace did a video about how scientists are using retroviruses to do things like reprogram T cells to fight leukemia, and that's because retroviruses have the ability to kind of hack our DNA with bits of their own. It's a super powerful tool for us to use, but it also shows just how sneaky and adaptive viruses can be. And noroviruses work in a really similar way to retroviruses. The norovirus is super efficient and super nasty. It gets into our bodies and it reprograms the cells in our intestinal lining to dump all their fluids, which causes intense vomiting and diarrhea. And every millimeter of stuff that leaves your body can contain over 100 million virus particles, and wherever they land, they tend to stick around for a while because noroviruses are pretty hardy. So if someone with noro throws up and a bit of it lands on a hard surface like a table or toilet seat, it can stay there for 12 hours. It can survive on carpets and fabrics for up to 12 days, and if it gets into water, it can hang out there for months. But it's not just where the jettisoned fluids land immediately. The projectile nature of the output actually sprays the virus particles through the air like an aerosol can. So this is the sort of epidemic that you hear about on cruise ships and airplanes. It can spread to a lot of people in a small area very, very quickly. And one of the first steps in curbing it is figuring out just how quickly and how far it can spread. Unfortunately, no one has been able to grow human norovirus reliably in a lab. So, enter Vomiting Larry, a robot with a terrible job. Larry is an anatomically perfect model of a human projectile vomiting. He's filled up with synthetic puke substitute that contains fluorescent chemicals, and then scientists basically make Larry throw up over and over and over every day to check to see how far the puke particles reach. And thanks to Larry's disgusting and selfless efforts, we now know that particulate from noroviruses can travel over 3 meters. So, does knowing this get us any closer to curing the norovirus? No, but it helps scientists run simulations of outbreaks and create safety guidelines for hospitals and other public places where it can spread. So, we cannot yet study it. We cannot yet kill it, but thankfully, we can pretty easily avoid it. Just wash your hands regularly for at least 15 seconds at a time, and I guess stay at least 3 meters back from anybody who looks sick. Let's also pray that Larry never becomes self-aware, you guys, because I feel like he would be very angry at us, and that anger, teamed up with his ability to projectile vomit at will, would make for a really disgusting robot uprising. Subscribe, use hand sanitizer, and I will see you next week in Las Vegas at CES because I'm going to be there covering all the coolest developments in future tech straight from the convention floor. So I'll see you then.